So in number 43, we've got a 1 kilogram beaker containing 2 kilograms of oil, and it rests on a scale. A 2 kilogram block of iron is suspended from a spring scale and is completely submerged in the oil. Find the equilibrium readings of both scales. So we know we're going to deal with buoyancy here, but we need the volume of the block of iron. To do that, go back to the density equation and just rearrange it to solve for the volume. It's going to be mass over density. In this case, the mass of our block of iron is 2 kilograms. Density of iron from your book or from previous slides is 7,870 kilograms per cubic meter, giving us this volume for our block of iron. How do we figure out the buoyant force? Well, we know buoyant force is just rho GV. In this case, plugging in the density of the oil being displaced, gravity, and the volume, we get that the buoyant force is 2.33 newtons. That means the upward force on this block of iron submerged in the oil is that much. So based on that, we know the force of gravity is going to be 20 because our block is 2 kilograms. And that means what's the tension in this rope or string? It's got to be the remainder, 17.7 newtons. So what's this top spring scale going to read? Well, it just reads the tension. It's going to be 17.7 newtons as well. And that just leaves us then with the question of what's this scale down here going to read? Well, you might say, oh, this is easy. We've got a 1 kilogram beaker filled with 2 kilograms of oil. Super easy. It's just going to be the force of gravity on the two. So 1 plus 2 times gravity. And you'd get 30 newtons. Whoops, there it is. And that's almost right. What you have to realize is that this oil is producing this upward force on the iron. And all these forces have to be accounted for. This additional upward force is balanced by an equal downward force. So the scale now is not only holding up the beaker, the oil, but it's also providing this upward force up on the iron, the buoyant force. And so that additional 2.33 newtons is going to be acting on the scale, meaning the scale is actually going to read 32.3 newtons, the sum of those two. And that is the reading on the scale. I hope that made sense. Good luck.